Hello, my name is Ms. Cortez and I am a librarian for Palm Beach State College at Belgrade. And the purpose of this presentation is to show you where and how to find credible sources for your research paper. Credible sources are sources that the reader can trust are accurate. And some examples of credible sources include books and ebooks, articles from scholarly journals, and scholarly journals have articles that are written by experts in a particular academic or professional field. Also, articles and writings from other publications that are reviewed and edited, such as newspapers and magazines. And websites from well-known and trusted institutions, such as the U.S. government, whose websites end in .gov, or colleges and universities, whose websites end in .edu. So where can you go to find these credible sources? A lot of students might immediately think of Google. However, keep in mind that results from Google will also include content that is written by anyone, so that's people that don't have any credentials, that are not experts, and also websites that don't go through any sort of review process. So if you use Google, you will have to proceed with caution, and you will spend a lot of time filtering out the results that are not credible, and you'll have to pay attention to who wrote the information and whether or not they are credible. Some students might also think of going to Wikipedia. However, articles in Wikipedia can be written by anyone, and there is no formal review process for accuracy. So Wikipedia is actually not a credible source to use in a college research paper. And then there is the library. The Palm Beach State College Library is actually full of credible sources, and the library gives you free access to millions of items, including books, ebooks, articles from periodicals such as scholarly journals, newspapers, and magazines. So when it comes time to start gathering the research for your project, the library is actually the best place to start. So once you log into PantherWeb, under quick links here on the left, there are these icons, and one has a book and says library. When you click on that, it takes you to the library catalog. So the catalog, it searches not just books, but it's also searching for full text articles, movies, ebooks. So I'm just going to search, for an example, universal healthcare, and notice how I put that in quotation marks. The reason I did that was to keep those two words together as a phrase. So when I click on search, it comes up with these results. So the first couple results, they have this icon and they say streaming. That means that it's a streaming video that you can watch right on your computer. And to do that, you would just click where it says click here to view this e-video. And then we have a lot of articles. And to read the articles, you would just click on full text and it'll bring up the full text of that article. This yellow box on the left here are different ways that you can narrow down the results. So if you have a large number of results, you can narrow it down, for example, by format. If you want to focus on videos, you can do that, or if you want to just look at the peer-reviewed articles, you can click there. You can also narrow it down by the subject or the topic. So if you're focusing on healthcare reform, for example, you can click on that, and these are the items that are about healthcare reform. You can also narrow it down by publication year by clicking on 2000 and later if you wanted the most recent information. So if you have a large number of results, there are lots of ways that you can narrow it down. For now, I'm just going to click on books in the library to narrow it down to the books. And as you can see, we have a couple of results here. It starts with the title, and it gives you a little bit of information like the author and where it was published. On the left here, it tells you where the book is located. So this first one is at Lake Worth, and this second book is at Belgrade. In the middle here, that's what's called the call number, these letters followed by the number. So the call number is like the address for the book. So if that's a book that you want to find in the library, you would need to find these letters followed by the numbers on the shelves. And what you can do is you can click on this text icon here and enter your mobile phone number, and what it will do is it will text you the call number of the book. And then over here on the right, it will tell you whether or not it's available. So if it's green and says available like this, that means that you can check it out. If it were checked out by someone else, then it would be red and it would have the due dates. This place a hold is very helpful for a couple reasons. Let's say that it was checked out and the due date was in red. You could click on place a hold, and what that would do is let the librarians know that somebody else is waiting to use it. So the person that has it, when they return it, you'll be alerted and you can go pick it up. This is also helpful. So for example, if I were a student at the Belglade campus but I wanted to read this book at Lake Worth, I don't have to drive out to Lake Worth to get that book. I could click on place a hold and then select the pickup location, and once I place the request, the librarians at Lake Worth will be alerted that somebody at Belglade would like to read that book, and they will ship it over. And this is at no cost to you as students. It's completely free. You don't have to pay for shipping or anything. So that is the library catalog. Again, it's searching for more than just books. It's searching for articles, movies, DVDs. There's a lot of information in here, and it's a good place to start. So in addition to searching the library catalog, you can also go directly to a database. There are these green buttons here at the top, and I'm going to click on Databases by Subject. And Palm Beach State College subscribes to hundreds of databases, and this is a list of those databases that are categorized by subject area. So for example, if you were researching a topic in business, you could click on business to find business-related databases. Or if you were focusing on health and medicine, you could click here for databases related to health and medicine. For this class, I'm just going to start with general because this is a good place to start. All of these databases cover a wide variety of subject areas. To find more information about what is in these databases, you would just click on this I, and it gives you a description here. So I'm just going to show you Academic One file, and this is a really good place to start your research. The search box is here, and I'm just going to start with a very broad search, such as welfare. And notice once I start typing something, it brings up these suggestions. So for example, it suggests maybe welfare reform or the welfare system. So I'm going to click on welfare benefits, and notice how it put the quotation marks around that phrase for me to keep those two words together. And then once I click on search, it brings up the results. Now again, there are a lot of results here, and the first thing is that it is divided up by the formats. So we have academic journals, or sometimes those are called scholarly journals. And again, those are publications that are filled with articles that are written by experts in a particular subject. There's also magazines, news, books. And because we have so many results, we can also narrow it down by searching for more terms only within the results that we have. So for example, if I want to focus on health care, I can search in this box, and again, it's only searching within the results that I already had from my search for welfare benefits. So that narrowed it down quite a bit. There are also other ways that you can narrow it down, such as the publication dates. You can narrow it down that way. You can also narrow it down by the subject, and again, the subject is what the item is actually about. So if I actually was trying to research specifically about health insurance, then I could click on health insurance, and that narrows it down quite a bit. So once you start looking through your results, we have all of these full text articles here to select from. You would just click on the title, and it brings up the full text of the article. Notice on the right here, there are all of these tools. This first tool, the citation tool, will be very helpful for you. Most of the databases, they have these citation tools. When you click on that, it brings up the citations. these are what you will need to put at the end of your paper for anything that you refer to in your paper. So notice that it defaults to MLA style. Because you guys are doing APA style, you'll just want to click on APA. And this is the citation that you can copy and paste into your list of references. Now, I highly recommend that you always compare this to something, such as a book of APA style from the library, or in a few minutes I'll show you a LibGuide that you could use. We have handouts in the library that you could use as well, because I have seen mistakes in these where they might leave out quotation marks, for example, or italics, or commas, and it's a good idea to always just compare this and make sure that it is what it's supposed to be. There are other tools that you can use. For example, you can email yourself this article if you want to read it later. You can print it out. So this is just one example of a database. And again, this is just a general database that covers a wide variety of subject areas. And it's a really good place for you to start your research.